15, and it is the Columbus section XCOM meeting. So welcome, and good to see you, Dr. Kashu. And like I said, introduce myself, Helen, as the chair for the section, and we have Howard Jones is our secretary, Bob Walston is our section advisor, Saul, membership development chair, and Ian is our web master and also probably doing some student activities. We have Dr. Polsey, and he's the DeVry Online chair and a long-time member. Most of these guys are long-time member. Welcome. So I think tonight I just want to go over some banquet. Let me see if I share my open that email again. My primary concern is for the banquet since it's coming up November 15. We have secured a location downtown with reasonable cost, but it's limited to 100 people since it's already getting cold, so they can't set up outside setting. So I was talking to the lady yesterday after Howard and I had some discussion, and she did offer another venue in Park of Roses, in Whitstone Park of Roses. That venue can accommodate 175 people indoor. And also one thing I like, I'm not sure if some of you are familiar with that location, but that's where they do the rose. It's a Park of Roses. That's where they have like an event every June when they would judge people's roses and they do a lot of events there. So that is available at the moment, and it's actually a lot cheaper compared to the one in North Bank. And one thing that I do like in that location as well is that parking is very easy. So yeah. Bob, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, in the past, the Columbus Technical Council and the other professional engineering organizations used to have their spring banquet there with the students.
Okay, yeah, it's I'm concerned about the one downtown because they said they can only put maybe 10 parking on the site, so that means we have to go out in some of those parking spaces. And I was talking to a catering service today. She said, yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge, you're gonna have everybody look for a parking spot in around the area. So I guess that is one question I would like to propose to the XCOM. Is it okay to move the venue so we can accommodate more people?
Helen, just one question. You don't get a refund on the one downtown, do you?
They said that they would give us a credit for future events because the one downtown is we paid $600 for the deposit, and this one in Whitstone is $90 per hour. So we're only doing 4 hours. So that is 360. So we would have $240 credit that we could use in the future.
I know the Whetstone Park of Roses venue worked pretty well for the Columbus Technical Council in the past. Then parking was easier there, but I'm not sure what the difference is between that and the North Bank.
Well, the North Bank is downtown. It's nice. You're right by the Scioto River. So there's definitely a nicer scenery, and it's one of their premium location. So they rent it pretty actually on during the early summer. They rent it at about 100. I think it's $900 for 4 hours.
Yeah. Did that used to be called something else?
I'm not sure. I've never been there.
Oh, okay.
But I've been to the Whetstone Pavilion because I go there every June for the Rose Festival.
Bob, are you talking about the Confluence Park?
Well, that's what I was wondering, if North Bank was renamed. I mean, if Confluence Park was renamed North Bank or not.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
Is that the restaurant down right at the river there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different building. It's an older one. The North Bank is the one right off the street. As Helen mentioned, the parking is going to be difficult. The main difference between Whetstone, Park of Roses, and North Bank is a lot fancier. It's just a fancier place.
Yeah, it's definitely fancy. It's got nice, tall ceiling and nice building, especially in the summer. You have the outdoor space that you can utilize, so they can easily set up an additional table for 100 more guests outdoor, and you have nice walking path. So maybe that's something that we can do sometime in the summer. I would like to check with them about the refund on the deposit. But at this time, I think I feel that it's starting to get pretty cold now, and it's getting dark, especially. So I would rather have, even though the Whetstone is not really pretty place, but it would be easier for everybody, I think.
Helen, the times have changed from the years ago when we used to get large crowds, large people coming, attending. Do you think with the residues of COVID is still in there and winter time, do you think you're going to get 100 people?
Well, I mean, that's probably, a question. We can definitely keep it to 100 people. But I mean, previous events, we had events with students, and it was pretty well attended. I think everybody is starting to get out of the COVID situation, getting tired of doing virtual. So, I mean, we have almost 1,000 members in Columbus, and if we can get 10%, that's 100 plus guests. So I don't think it's hard to get 100 people.
Well, at the time when I was thinking was like we had about almost 2,000 members in the Columbus section, and we well advertised, and we got somewhere around close to 90 people. So I don't know. I don't know if you can get that many people.
Well, I remember we used to have banquets in Franklin Conservatory that's over 200 people. But we stopped doing the banquets in the spring, the award banquets in the spring, because the last events that we did was at the Free Stadium, and when Jeff Keller, not Jeff, it was the John Pax.
John Pax, yeah.
When John Pax was the chair, we spent a lot of money having that event in the stadium, and it was really poorly attended. So that's the reason why I was very, very conscious of spending a lot of money on venue. Most of the places that I've canvassed already for the last month is minimum, $10,000 to $15,000. And like as you point out, it's not that you're being negative, but I wouldn't want to spend $15,000 if it's poorly attended.
Helen, there's a quick question. At the Park of Roses, do they furnish food there? I mean, do
No,
they?
we have to have our catering.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
I didn't remember
yeah.
before. I've been there before at the Park of Roses at Whetstone there, technical council, and one of the other meetings there, and you get a pretty good. I mean, it's a nice setup, but
Yeah, so with that is we can, we can start with like 100, maybe 150, and then if we don't get 150, at least we have space. But the inside building of the North Bank is kind of pretty small. So it's 29, I think it's 29 feet by 70. So it's still pretty big, but once you cram 100 people there, that doesn't leave you with a whole lot of space for maybe, tables for giveaways and other thing. So I'm trying to make it kind of easy for most people. Downtown is definitely nice at night, so you can have some sights there. But maybe we can do it some other time. So
Helen, are we still doing like 2 events, one for the fall and one for the spring or summer for the 100th anniversary, like we kind of discussed before, or just one event?
I think I would like to have a spring banquet. So that's why I'm trying to be conservative with the spending.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with the spring, we can plan it ahead, maybe plan it by December, pick some, committee members to start planning it. So that way we can publicize it maybe 2 months in advance and get more people. I have good contacts now with, if we get a refund, we can definitely do it in the spring there at the North Bank, because we can go to 200 people during the warmer weather.
And then in the chat, Dr. Cashew put links for the North Bank Park Pavilion and the Whetstone Shelter House. And then Saul commented that he doesn't think we ever had 150 people at any event. Well, at the Y2K or Year 2000 banquet at COSI, we had 256 people there.
Yes.
I think that was our
remember.
largest event.
Yeah. I remember when we did a banquet at the conservatory, we filled that place.
Yeah, the Franklin Park Conservatory had a lot of people too, but I think our highest attendance was the Year 2000 at COSI, because we had astronaut Dr. Kathy Sullivan speaking there too.
Well, Bob, that was 22 years ago. So,
I
as
know.
you said, times have changed, you know.
I know, but he said
Yeah.
at any time. I'm just saying from this history.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you guys are okay of capping it to 100 and we keep the North Banks, I'm okay with that. We just have to make sure, reserve parking for our life members. And I think we can always find parking anywhere. You get there early. So I just want some input from you guys, because, right now we're set up for the North Banks, but that gives us only 100. So if you guys are okay with 100, then we'll stick to the 100.
Yeah, so I just shared both links just for FYI, so you guys can take a look at them. I think if you're gonna do 2 and we're trying to budget, I like the idea, Helen, of maybe budgeting and doing the cheaper one this time, or even in the springtime. Both locations are very good. As you mentioned correctly, the parking is going to be the biggest issue. Not necessarily the count of people, but the parking. And my question is, the tables and all that, I'm assuming they're going to be set up by them. Everything's nothing extra. Everything's going to be set up properly from their side.
Correct. So the tables and chairs are included in the rental. In the pavilion rental, we still need to, get tablecloth and things like that, but that's the catering that we could add early on. Actually, the catering company that I'm working said that they can provide, they always provide those for an additional fee.
Okay, yeah.
So, so you want anybody votes to what place to go?
I want to add, I don't know. I also think that people aren't attending like they used to. I know that. I've seen that in all our different various technical sessions. We even have free ones. When we have them, try to get them together in an open where you're in person. I don't find that we're getting any larger groups like we used to. So I don't know. I don't know what to say specifically. I think we could probably live with 100.
Okay,
I don't think that'd be a big problem, but I also think Park of Roses is also very nice. Had a nice setup, sounds like, and I've been there before too. I've never been downtown. I think parking downtown can be an issue because they give you X number of spots, and if you have more than that, they have to park in a garage somewhere. So you have
yes,
to do a little more walking.
and that's, so I mean, I could, you know, trying to for everybody, so I think, um, all right, Assault, do you have a comment? Hello, Saul? Okay, so I think I'll get a raise of hand. Who wants to keep the North Banks for 100 or a Whetstone for we can publish it for more than 100 and see how many showed up. And I guess you can. How do we vote?
I'm fine either way, so
Okay.
Me too.
All right. So I think just to make it easy on everybody, I think we'll choose the Whetstone because like it's the parking issue could be a problem. Summertime may be easy because you can walk around and yeah,
I think we'll probably want to explore downtown when
right.
it's warmer.
Yeah, when it's warmer. Okay, so everybody agree to the Whetstone, say aye.
I
I
Hi.
Okay, opposed? Okay, so venue is in Whetstone. All right. So we're gonna get some refund for that. And then we can use it for future event. And I believe we have a 4 hour window, but I think the catering can only do like 2 hours of setup. So that should be plenty of time.
And I need about 45 minutes to set up.
Mhm. Okay, so let's see, where's mine? Sorry, I don't have my full agenda there. Okay, so that's one thing. For the catering, I was able to get in contact with 2 catering that returned my inquiry, and right now we have one that is average like $45 per person, and then another one is like $35 per person. The $35 includes all your cutleries, your plates, and services. The $45 per person does not include that. So, and the menu, the $45 per person is they only have one menu to choose from. It's just like one chicken dish and side dishes, and it's just vegetarian or gluten-free or vegan, so that's an option. The $35 is actually, I just happened to talk to a young engineer here, and she just had her wedding this weekend, and it was catered by these people. So I called them and I was talking to the person. They sent me a list, and it was actually pretty good. I was able to do like a budget on it. So I think you could do, let me see, can I share? I'm sorry, Howard, I wasn't, I've been doing too many things, not planning too many. I think I have some events. So let's share. Did I close? I don't think I closed it. So let me share. I'll just share my screen. Everybody can see?
Not yet.
Loading.
Okay. So you can see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the one that's $35, and they actually provide 4 appetizer, and 4 appetizer, a salad, and a choice of 2 entree. So I just put, just put a chicken in there, beef, and then there's also vegetarian. So I just select like 10 vegetarian. This is just a ballpark. Well, we're talking about maybe 120 people. So with that, and then there's 2 sides, potatoes and pasta, and then there's vegetables. Yeah, I think we can get another vegetable for, another $2 or something. So this one is 420 with 2 protein, 2 side dishes, and vegetables and salad. And so you're talking about $36 per person, and that includes plates and staffing. I believe that's a drinks as well. Includes coffee and coffee services. So your tea and coffee. So I think it's not too bad in a sense.
Looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, because the other one is very expensive, and the rest of them is like Lindy's. That's the recommendation from some of the other catering place. Like I was discussion with COSI and also the Vets Memorial, and that was the recommendation, and they're looking at almost $100 per person. That's just too much, I think.
Yeah.
So personally, I think this menu is pretty good. So we have chicken or beef and some vegetarian or vegan or other dietary restriction. So any comments on the menu?
Yeah, it looks good, Helen. Again, just for the tables, I guess it's going to be additional to, cover them up because I know most of the time, at least Whetstone Park, it's just wooden tables, like the tablecloths and all that. I think would be good to make sure
So
we're
yeah,
covering that.
that's according to these catering says that they have a service. They don't basically do the tablecloth because it's a lot of work for them, and they have to be there like 2 hours before the event. So they
Yeah.
prefer that you have that set up before the event. So well, of course we'll have tables for maybe a display, some giveaways. So that's additional covering. For 120, normally the table, according to the parks, it's 8 people on each table. So round table, yeah. So you can have a round table or a rectangular. We can choose that. And so I think if this is okay. Howard, do we have to, I know Daniel is not online, but we have to vote for a budget of how much we will spend?
Daniel just joined.
Oh, I didn't see, sorry.
He just now joined, so he's probably still in the process of getting his audio set up.
Hello, Daniel? He's muted. Daniel, okay. Daniel, you're muted. Welcome.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Well, you just got in time about our discussion about the banquet. So
Okay.
we were looking at some of the quotes that you got for the catering. So I think we got something that is reasonable for the amount of people that we have. So my question is, do we have to vote for the spending on how much we can spend for the banquet?
Is this the price that we see on the screen here?
Yes, but there's still added cost, you know, for table
Yeah.
linens, for linens. So I would.
Yeah. So my understanding is if it's already covered in one of our accounts that we have funds allocated for it, we shouldn't need to vote. But if this is more, I would say yes, we do need to vote.
Okay, so we did not allocate a banquet in our budget for 2022. That's an oversight since that was, you know, we planned for a 100-year anniversary. So I think we already spent 600 for the deposit, right, for the venue.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 5781. And of course, we still need to, this doesn't still include gratuity because they say their gratuity is left to your discretion. And also we still have Lenin. So I propose a budget of 8,000 that give us some extra, and then we can always, you know, return that when we're finished. And with that is we also have you know, registration that we can take into account against the budget. So yeah, maybe seven because if let's say 100 out of 100 you have 50 that is paying, so you can recoup some of that money.
How much are they paying?
Okay, so with that is I also like to propose that our life members would be free. Since, you know, life members has paid their dues for a long time, and I really don't want to charge them.
Before the life members being free, I think students should be free.
Yes, so normally we do the students is always free.
Okay, okay.
So students and life members are free. So let's say out of 120, 50% is free. So,
Okay.
and then if we have a, let's say the cost of the meal and everything, and then if the total cost is $40, maybe including the venue and added cost, and we will do a 25 or something like that.
I think, I don't know, Helen, I know life members. I think you need to put some kind of a cost only because people that get free, they register and then don't show up.
Yes,
I've
I
seen
do
that
agree.
happen.
That even happens with the students.
That's a deterrent.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, they register and you get 15 or 20 people that don't show up.
Yeah.
And you pay for their meals anyway.
Yes. And when
And that's my concern.
Like
Same way with the students. I don't have any problem making a very small fee for students and even a small fee for some of the life members. I don't care about, I just think you need something that they have to put money in up front to follow through. That's all I'm asking.
And they could be refunded if they attend, right?
Yes, that might be a good idea. Yeah, because I do agree with you, Howard, because the last banquet that we did at the La Scala, prior to the pandemic, we did have maybe 5 people did not show up even after they paid. And that
Yeah.
was that was a small, that was only like 32 people.
Yeah, if they paid and don't show up, that's a little bit different than if they say they're going to be there and they don't show up and it was free
Right.
for them.
That's one of the things I'm concerned about. People, even with the free, don't necessarily take that. I
I
mean,
know, yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
because at one time, we were discussing it, a few years back, and they said, well, if it's free, maybe there's not enough value, but if they have to pay a small amount, that kind of they make a commitment, and then if they come, they can get a refund.
Yeah. So let's say it's gonna cost us, $45 total for each guest, and how much do we think we need to charge?
I think just making it a reasonable fee around $20 is fine for everybody across the board.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what we had the last time with $20, I believe. So yeah, I'm okay with that. Was that you, Daniel?
No, me, Nasser Cashew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. $20.
Uh,
Okay.
Sol did bring up, a discount for life members, I guess. Give
No.
a discount for life members.
A discount. That's another problem that I run into when we do the V-Tools event. I think I have to talk to the admin people because there seems to be only one payment system, one level. Maybe I need to look into that.
I think $20 is reasonable, and then that would also be for their spouses if they're coming. So that for a member and a wife or husband would be $40. So I think that would be reasonable.
Oh, so the guest is 40?
No, the guest should be about the same. If you're gonna pay $60 for this dinner, people just
It's not gonna come.
not gonna come. They're gonna go somewhere else and get much better, probably food for less.
Okay.
But make it
So-
$20 a person, whoever, whether
Okay.
it's a member or a spouse.
Okay, so I think $20 for members and member or guest is okay.
Yeah.
If we're gonna spend 40, let's say 45, that's 50% off. So that would be, I'm okay with that. Okay, so how's that sound?
Sounds good.
Sound good? Okay.
As
Any-
long as they know that they are getting a $40 meal for half price, I think that would be an incentive for them to come.
Oh yes, I will publish the menu.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way they see that they're getting way more than just a piece of chicken.
Right.
Okay.
Public speaker,
Mm-hmm.
networking event.
Networking events, giveaways,
Mhm.
So, okay, so everybody agree with the $20 guest and member charge?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, that's done. Now we'll go to, with that, I guess. So we're now, right now, I got 5,700. That leaves me with 13. So I think if we just vote for a budget of about 7,000 for now, Daniel, is that would cover it? And then what money we get back, then it just goes back to it as a as a revenue?
Okay. Yeah. It'll just go to the. We're gonna reallocate it from the general fund, and then whatever we don't use, we'll put it back in there.
Okay, and when we get the registration fee that goes in through PayPal, and unfortunately, that's a lot of work for you because it's individual as they come, but it's just gonna go into our account. Anyway,
And does PayPal have a service fee too, or?
yes, actually, it's a lot lower. We did an event with the student at Ohio State, and they use Eventbrite because they have multi-tier registration cost for students and you know, sponsors and all that stuff, and it was pretty high, I believe. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll put it on the floor for vote to have a budget of 7,000. I'd like to make a motion.
I'll go ahead and second it.
Okay, all in favor for a $7,000 budget for the anniversary banquet? Say aye.
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 Okay. Opposed? I guess motion carried to allocate 7,000 for the banquet. All right. With that, then we can go with what else is on my list? Guest speaker. I know, John, you brought up possible guest, and also Howard brought up a possible guest. So we'll probably need to discuss that. Do you have any more information, Howard, on John Loletta? Is that John?
Yeah, well, what I brought up was that I know this person who is a supervisor at the FBI, and they generally don't have speaking for public, but he agreed to give us a presentation for our student branch to kind of talk about cybersecurity. And he lives in Columbus. He's at the Columbus resident agency, and then you know, I haven't talked to him about whether he would be interested in giving this public again information, but he could be talking about a variety of topics. We need to identify what would be more interesting to us. He can talk about cybersecurity. He can talk about some of the operations they do, but you know, I mean, we need to identify, and then he has to agree in order to be in the menu like all the live people, because he agreed to the online with limited audience. However, I also think we should maybe possibly think about Mr. Jim Watson. He's gone through a lot lately. He has probably the most experience and longest time with the IEEE, that he could come in there and talk about the value of the membership, and also to recognize him as somebody who is actually going to retire, and maybe he can talk about Charles Alexander and so on. So those are the two possible things. I think Jim Watson might be more appropriate, but Howard, do you have someone in mind?
Howard muted.
I don't even think he's in the meeting.
Oh, it dropped off. He might be dinner.
No, he's
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, he's back.
there he is.
Hi, Howard. Did you hear what John talks about? Possible that we're discussing to have a speaker is to invite Jim Watson, since he's local in Mansfield, and also just maybe to share with us. He did that series with the Women in Engineering about um, you know, how life success with IEEE, and also maybe just to honor him with his work in IEEE for the longest time. He's probably one of the highest. He has the highest recipient within his lifetime in IEEE, and also maybe share some things about the recent contribution of Dr. Alexander. So that's I think it's a good idea. I thank you for bringing that, John.
Yeah, it wouldn't cost anything. So
Yes.
except he's willing to come to Columbus, and I think he would like that because he has started this uh, what was it that the program um,
No.
XPACs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
the
it's back.
student.
That's me.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that has been kind of been ignored by IEEE. So they started a award for Jim Watson Award, and I don't think that is going on anymore. And Charles Alexander was the first recipient. I was the second one. So that will give him a little bit, encouragement, and because he's going through a lot right now with
Yes.
his
Yeah.
wife passing away,
Yeah. So he just recently lost his wife last year. I
Yeah,
think he was
uh,
during our the women presentation.
yeah, yeah.
But
He he
yeah.
deserves a final recognition, before he fully retires, So he's 80 some years old.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So I know Howard brought up about Dan. That's probably another person that we need to tap into for future events, especially presentation about creativity. So that's kind of, we need creativity sometime, but I do agree that it might be fitting for a 100-year anniversary to have Jim Watson come in. So any comments?
Yeah, I think it would be great to have Jim Watson since he's done a lot for IEEE, and to have him come to the 100th anniversary banquet as our speaker, and he's done it quite a bit, for our section too.
Would you like me to contact him and discuss it with him in case everybody agrees?
Okay, so if everyone agree, then we can, any comments, Howard?
No, that's fine. I think Jim would be a great speaker.
Okay, so with that, I think we'll give it to your court, John, to contact Jim, and I will give you the detail of the dates and the time. But the date is November 15, and we're looking at maybe 5. Event is between 5. Right now, we have the facility between 5:30 to 9:30.
Okay.
Okay, so John will contact Jim Watson. Well, thank you. Yeah, definitely. I have not seen him since the virtual event.
Yeah. And again, this banquet is what time? What day? What
It's a
approximately?
Tuesday,
Okay.
no, November 15,
Okay.
Tuesday.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
Do we have times for that specific now?
We could probably do 6, since they were open at 5:30 for us, so we can do 6 to, well, we have 6 to 9:30. Or sorry, we have 5:30 to 9:30. It's a 4-hour time slot. So I think we could start at 6 since it's starting to get dark now, right? But that gives people time to get off work and drive there.
Helen, if I talk to Jim Watson, would it be possible to offer him a hotel night just so that he stays and goes home the next day?
I think that's a good idea, yeah, because it'd be dark for him. It's just 2-hour drive to Mansfield.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, so we will include that in budget. It's a one night, hotel for speaker. That's normal. That's, and then we can choose some. Do we still give gifts to the speaker? I think so, because actually,
I think a plaque or maybe some kind of award would be sufficient for him.
okay. Yeah, there's
Uh,
a appreciation award.
Appreciation of award, yeah, of his service to, especially the Columbus section, because he has been helping us at DeVry, at Ohio State, at different schools, and
We could present him a service award, maybe
yeah,
a lifetime service award. I can work with Region 2 to get a plaque, or we can get it locally.
yeah, you can print something and put him in a cheap frame, and then that should not cost very much.
Um, Okay, sounds good. I just found out, Howard, when I attended the e-week committee, last year we had, what's his name? Masberg or something. The astronaut, retired
Story Musgrave.
Story Musgrave. We actually paid, you know how much they paid to get him to speak? It's like several $1,000s.
Yeah, one time I was checking on our banquet speakers for our section and tried to get an astronaut, and a lot of them, they're with the one group or association, and they're usually several $1,000s.
Yes. So that's the reason why this year we decided, we have so many local talents in the section. Of course, sometimes it's exciting to invite somebody like that with that lifetime of achievement in the industry. But at the same time, it's like, well, you gotta pay $2,000-3,000 every time, plus hotel and accommodation. That's a big, huge dent on the budget. I don't think they paid somebody from Cedar Point when the guy came in and did a behind the scene for the Valraven. That was pretty neat.
Ellen, what about the audio visual for the presentations? Is the place gonna provide it, or do we have to provide ourselves?
I think we have to probably provide that. I have to verify. I think they do have presentation screen there, but
Okay.
so I need to verify.
Felicia has in Dayton, I guess, has the equipment. So if maybe we can borrow it from her, she has it for the region too. Maybe you can talk to her about it.
Oh, yes, and
Well, I also have my own equipment too.
that you don't have the
That I need this.
Yeah.
Screen.
well, Felicia is only Dayton. We can ask her. Yeah.
Because Jim needs that. Jim has always a PowerPoint presentation, so he's gonna make a special one for that one. So
Okay, so that's good. All right.
Here to me, I can take care of it.
Mhm. Yeah, we can pick it up. It's only an hour from Dayton. Okay, so let's see what else on the list. Okay, so let's take care of the speaker, and John is going to contact. We will accommodate one night and also do a lifetime service award for Jim. That sounds good. Okay, and make sure we have audio and video support. So the next item on my list is giveaways and communication flyers or something. I'll be sending a e-notice today or tomorrow for save the date. And then now that, because I will have to finalize the catering, so I can, at least put some dishes in there as an example of what would be served, just to get people start thinking about that. And then I'll I will do an event, but the e-notice should come out tonight or tomorrow. So for giveaways, do you guys have any idea for giveaways?
Gas cards.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Oh, well, definitely our budget will go broke with that, John.
Yeah, for 2 gallons maybe.
Yeah, Ian and I were looking at some items that we got from Region 2, the last meeting. So we have some umbrellas and things like that, but Saul mentioned restaurant gift certificates, so we can probably have some drawings for that. But also as a giveaway, maybe we can get some of those little tumblers with IEEE 100-year anniversary in the logo.
Yeah.
And so those are not very, very expensive, especially if you order 100 or 150 pieces, then it's between $5 a piece. There's something tangible that people don't, throw away or at least utilize, still be able to use.
Yeah, something techie would be good.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe like a little thumb drive, the little miniature ones with like IEEE logo on it. I don't know.
There's a really cool thumb drive that's actually like a little night figure. He takes his helmet off to reveal the USB port. Pretty cool one.
Yeah, something like that with the
Yeah.
the IEEE,
Helen, did our section receive the 100th year banner yet?
Yes, they presented that to us in the March meeting.
Region 2 meeting? At the Region 2 meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
It's currently hanging on my wall.
Yeah, when I attended the 100th anniversary celebrations of the Toledo section, which is in Region 4, and the Cleveland section several years ago, they also invited their past, section chairs, and then I think, they had like an officer, whether it was from the region, whether it was in our case, the Region 2 director or one of the region officers invited to attend.
Yeah, we can invite somebody nearby, maybe Felicia, since Felicia has been the secretary for Region 2 for a long time, and she definitely did a lot of things with us, and I think she's running for the director.
Yes, she is.
I couldn't hear you. She's running for Region 2 director?
Region 2, yeah.
Okay.
Please vote for her.
Yeah, it's between her and Rhonda and Carl. So, yeah, Felicia also did a lot for, the so do you think we will invite her?
And she can bring that audio video equipment.
Okay, well, yeah, that sounds good. Okay, I will send her an email more. Okay. All right. Anything else? I also would like to share. Let's see if I can share my screen again. I just share my Outlook. I received this email from. This is the letter that we received for our awards. We need to publish this. Can everybody see the letter?
Should have the PDF.
This is a PDF. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Can open a PDF.
So we unshare. Did I stop unsharing? Share content.
Sure.
Just meeting one. Also this one.
Yep, I got it.
Share content. Oh, okay. So this is our section that they gave us the award for retention. So, and I remember Ian, you were looking at where did I get that logo or something? You remember to change the web page?
Where they got the logo from.
Yeah. So this is what we got it from Region 2. Yeah. So that is you can whenever you update the web page, I'll send that to you. So this
This
is
was, I'm confused. What's this award for?
this is retention for our membership.
Oh,
Yeah.
we got that this year too?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I just received it, and actually, you know, I was traveling in Netherlands and I forgot they sent me a link to choose a gift, and I missed the deadline. So, but anyway, at least we have that. We can put that on our website. When probably in our newsletter or something. So I need to send it to Paul so he can add it to whenever he sends a newsletter to Rhonda. Okay. All right. So I think that's about wrapped up the banquet, and the only thing left is the nomination for 2023 election. I think Ian is going to send the e-notice. Oh, you already did. Ian has, Ian already sent the e-notice, the nomination.
Okay, very good, Ian. I'm gonna take a look at it, and I also send all of you the list that I have. That we, as a Columbus section, we are going to have 4 nominations for chair, vice chair, treasurer, and secretary. And I think I have identified about 3 of the 4. And then Howard, I guess, he's going to have his plate full. He's not going to be able to continue. Plus, he has been a secretary for 6 years, which is the maximum number of years he can serve on one position continuously. So, if any of you are interested in serving as a secretary, and that's kind of an involved job, you know, and we expect that you attend all the meetings and take the minutes, and also if you can't, have somebody else to be present, because, you know, just being a secretary of a society is kind of a nice on the resume, but we also need a commitment. So please let me know, and then that way, then we're going to introduce all the 4 nominees from the section. And then, of course, we are getting nominations from the public, from the general membership. And then we put everyone's on the ballot. And then we're going to have almost a month of voting time. Hopefully by December 5th or 6th, we will have all the officers identified for next 2 years. So please let me know. Don't be shy. Please let me know if you are interested in a position, especially the secretary position, because we don't have one. But any of the 4 positions, if you want to serve, and that's a lot of rewards in that. So please let me know and let the committee know. We have a nomination committee. Ian is a member, and we have another member, and then myself. So let us know, and then I'm going to send maybe another reminder email so that we can get this done. Any questions? And any other position is all usually is an appointed position by the chair. So the chair for next year may choose to keep the same people or may select some other individuals for different positions. But the 4 positions of chair, vice chair, treasurer, and secretary, these are elected positions. So the people, the membership will elect them. That's all I have, Helen.
Okay, thank you. So, with that, I guess I'll just, we have a little bit time left. And like I said, this is, I didn't go through Howard's formal list of things to do, but we do have Dr. Kashu Nasher here. So anything you would like to update for the EMBS, or are you still?
Yeah. So we've been inactive for some time, so I think because of that, my access to the vTools to submit an event is no longer working. We had a meeting last month, and I couldn't put it on the e-notice or vTools, and I tried to contact somebody. And they gave me some steps, but I already followed it. So I don't know how to get that reactivated. So if Helen or somebody can let me know if there's some way to reactivate EMBS so that we can do that. I've spoke to Paul Berger, and he's encouraging me to try to get that moving forward as well. But if anybody has any idea how to get that access again, so that we can start posting our events, that would be good.
All right, so we may have to, if you can send me your officers, and then we can contact the MGA and vTools to make sure it's, I don't remember ever receiving the activation notice for EMBS.
Okay, yeah, so we probably didn't get deactivated, but for some reason I'm not. I used to be able to go up there and just say, okay, this is an event, these are the number of attendees, but I think the system's been changed a little bit, so I can't do that anymore for some reason.
Okay, yeah, so just send me the names, and then I can contact them, or maybe I need to go to vTools again and update the EMBS officers.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you send me the names and the names of the officers and their IEEE number,
Okay.
okay? But if you already had conducted events this year, you can send me the
Name.
the
Yeah.
titles of the events, and then the number of attendee, and I can report. I can still report.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you.
Howard, if you're trying to talk, you're muted.
What?
Oh, Ian was saying if you're talking, you were muted. Just reminding you that you were muted.
No, I didn't have anything to say.
Okay. So with that, anything else, John, on the students section?
Well, the DeVry University online student branch, which was the first and is still the only online student branch in the world, is doing very well. They're very active. In fact, I can't keep up with them. They have a lot of programs internally. They have a robotics group, they have a programming group, and they are actually having a cybersecurity group, because we are starting to we're offering now a program in cybersecurity. So they are having their own clubs, many sub-clubs, and they're active. The robotics group is very appreciative of the generous donation that you gave us for the kids last year. And every Monday they have a general meeting. There was one last night, and we're going to have some speakers. Like I said, one of the FBI agent is going to be giving us a presentation. Once that is finalized, I'm going to announce it so all of you can attend as well. It's going to be an online presentation.
That's great. So
Yeah.
when you create the event, make sure you add R20013
Yeah.
in the recipients, or at least as a host or something. That way it sends the email to us.
Yeah, our officer says, the all of them, we have the chair, we have the vice chair, they say that they go to the V-tools and do all the things, the announcement and so forth. But unfortunately, I have not got to the speed yet to double check and make sure that all the events are being reported or not. And one of these days, when I get a little bit less busy, I'm going to find out exactly, maybe like Nasser, I need some refresher meeting or something. And, I may bug you, Helen, and maybe Ian, to go over that. Maybe we can have a meeting for all of us to get a training on that. But I
Yes,
know my officers are, they're up to bar and they're doing that on their own, but I need to double check to make sure that it's
Okay.
going through.
Yep. I do see it posted, so
Oh, okay.
I do check the event to make sure that when the section societies do their event, that they actually report the events.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because we do get good rebates on things like those.
Okay, great.
Okay, so Saul, I know you set up a senior event. Is that this week, right?
Yes, October 26th.
10/26 is the senior. I already talked to one of the guy here at work that asking him that he needs to get his resume and other things done so we can push him to the senior member.
Good.
Yeah, I looked at the event last night and I was gonna sign up to it, and this is in person at Whitehall, right?
Right. Correct.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
Saul, I cannot come to Columbus because I live in Athens, but if I could review any of the applications remotely, I'll be happy to do it. So just let me know, please.
Thank you very much. That
Yeah,
helps.
so you'll be happy to be referenced.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. I think Sol and I participated in the senior member panel early this fall. I think that was pretty cool. That was actually, it was slated for a whole day event because we were reviewing all the application from region 1 to region 10. So each person was given a number of application to review, and then it gets reviewed by another person, and then the final panel okay it. So I think we did five hours total on a Saturday weekend. Yeah. So that was interesting to see a lot of names from different regions.
Right. I was there too.
Yeah. So Bob, any updates for communication or from region 2? Hi, Bob, you're muted.
Yeah.
I haven't received any information back from Region 2, but you mentioned that Region 1 and 2 were merging, so does that affect how they would, approve or what they would say about our Columbus section operating procedures? Or
Well, one thing that my takeaway from the meeting is that they want the sections to remain, independent. So we have, like, for example, Columbus, we have our own policy, we have our own operating procedure, and we adhere to that pretty closely in relation to the MGA and the IEEE policy. So I think they want to keep that. They want to keep that, but in overall, I think this is just a merging of two geographic area. So they want autonomy from different section because they don't want to upset the apple cart too much. And so, but I do agree that it's probably they're pretty busy. Barry and Drew and those guys are pretty busy doing a lot of planning for these. And I think the plan was 2025, but there's a lot of things that needs to get done in order to complete the merging. So I'm not sure when they're gonna announce it.
Okay. And then as far as the Computer Communications Society, I was still working on obtaining a speaker and seeing if we can set up a tour somewhere.
Okay, so we're planning a virtual event on the 27th for the WE. I was gonna ask you about that if you would like to co-host it. Kavita is my WE vice chair, and she's in the cybersecurity arena, and she was gonna do like cybersecurity overview. It's not a very detailed presentation, but she just wanted to do what overview of what is considered cybersecurity in today's world.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
So that is for 10/27. She just sent me her bio and the abstract, so I will publish it and then use the Communication Society as a co-host. That's okay.
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 Yeah, that would be great.
Okay. So report-wise for the YP, we had an event last week, Thursday, over at the YP, PS, and we at the Mechanical Pen in Easton. Unfortunately, it wasn't kind of poorly attended, but it was still a good event. So Daniel, I will be sending some expense report for that. And I do think you do allocate we will split the expenses with YP and PES, I believe.
Yep, I've been splitting them in the past.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, is that we did spend quite a bit, for the number of people that showed up, but it was still a good event. All right, I think that's all I have. Also, I will be attending the Women in Engineering, the WE Forum in Rhode Island in November, first week of November, and the registration is covered by Region 2, and I think my airline is also covered by Region 2. I think I just need funding from the section for the hotel, I believe, for a couple of nights. So I will probably bring that up. Maybe I think it's a $350 for 2 nights at the hotel. So I would like to ask the committee, the XCOM, for approval for me to spend $350 to cover the hotel.
I move to support the $350 or whatever it takes for Helen's attending the WE meeting in, what was the place?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
Yeah, so we rotate. Last year it was in Philly, I believe. So we do region 2 1 year, region 1 next year. So it's a rotation between region 1 and region 2, and then I think it's pretty good actually. They get a lot of attendee on those.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, so John made the motion and Bob.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, motion to allocate 350 for the WE travel is carried. Thank you, everyone. Any other new business? If not, I will write down a summary for the banquet and send it to everyone. And you can make a comment. You know, Howard will do his minutes, but I just want to get some detailed information on the banquet, and you guys should receive that in a day or two at least. Give some idea of what's going on.
Great. Thank you.
All right, well, if there's nothing else, thank you everyone for your time. I can give you back 8 minutes. So it's definitely we covered quite a bit here. Hopefully we can get a good gathering here in a month. I sure miss seeing everybody. All
Let
right.
me know if you are interested in running for a executive position, chair, vice chair, treasury, or secretary for the next 2 years. Please let me know. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Yeah, we need to. Did you create a like reminder when your e-notice?
I will send a reminder. Yeah, another reminder, but I may send a couple more reminders. Like I said, you know, you really have to want this position, you know, to apply. I remember 15, 20 years ago, I had to go and beg, you know, and say, I want to be the chair, I want to be the vice chair, or whatever. And they finally picked me up. Otherwise, if you appoint somebody and the person is not serious, then we're going to have problems. But
Yes.
I can't think of any best 4 officers we have right now. Helen and Howard and Paul and Daniel, they have been absolutely great. And we might actually ask him to continue with that. But if you are interested, you need to speak up.
Oh, with that, I forgot to ask Daniel. Daniel, do you have any comments?
Sorry. Nope. No comments for me.
Okay, thank you. I did receive the report, so thank you so much for that. Okay.
Yep.
With that, if there's nothing else, I would like to thank everyone and have a good night, and we will move to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second. Who's second?
The shoe actually seconded.
Nasir? Yeah.
Who?
Dr. Cashew.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.